Hi everyone, this is Tammy, owner of Worthy, Worth It, and Priceless, and today's podcast is called Take It Seriously. This podcast is actually for kids who are actually on their way to school. I just want to give a little bit of encouragement and basically to take school seriously through lessons that basically I learned when I was in school. So, when I was in school, I don't want to say I wasn't like a nerd. Not even that a nerd is a bad word or anything. I wasn't popular. I wasn't like all the way down on the spectrum, but I believe I was somewhere in the middle. A lot of times we probably really don't know where we were on the spectrum as far as popularity because, whatever. But I did have friends, stuff like that. I had people I can sit with at the table. It wasn't like that serious. But I remember I used to always want to be popular in school. Like that was like a goal for me. I think I even prayed to be popular. It was really crazy. But by the grace of God, I was actually somewhere in the middle. And it helped me to, do my grades and all that other good stuff. But the funny thing was, years and years after I graduated, I used to talk I had a conversation basically with someone who was very popular in school, and I was like, man, I used to want to be popular in school. And he told me, he was like, I actually wish I wasn't popular. He said if I wasn't popular, maybe I would have graduated. And I was like, really? You know what I mean? Like that's one of the things. So like I said, I used to want to be popular. Like that was my thing. And he was like, yeah, it's like, imagine going into classes. And every time you go into class, you can't focus on what the teacher is saying because somebody is always talking to you or interrupting you. And then you're the one that's getting in trouble and everything like that. And they go on to graduate. And I also remember something, I believe it wasn't until I think I was in the 11th or 12th grade that I was like, I really didn't care about being popular anymore because I seen somewhere and somebody said, as far as the popularity thing, you said, you can't go get a job after high school or even college and say, hey, and put on a resume, I was popular in school. Like, they're not going to care that you were popular in school unless you probably like a mascot or something like that. That's not going to get you a job or anything like that. So what is going to get you a job is your grades. I didn't really start taking school seriously, possibly until like the end of 11th, I believe, but mostly 12th grade. My grades, they weren't the best, especially in math and science. History and language, I did pretty good with, and I was taking cosmetology classes, so that took me away from school a lot. But I really didn't take things seriously. I am actually about 54 hours from getting my cosmetology license because even like with that, I didn't take it seriously. I did, but I didn't. And I could actually have my cosmetology license right now. I can always go back, but it's just the whole point. I could have just finished that while I was in school. And I believed, for the most part, the reason why I stopped taking it seriously, and I'll be totally transparent, was because I didn't think that I would have had anyone to go with me to take the state boards. Because I think around that time, you couldn't. I don't know if you could actually take a mannequin with you or whatever, but I didn't have enough faith that I would have anybody that I could do a haircut on or I can do the stuff with. So I actually basically I gave up. So that's 54 hours. That's not even. That's basically like a little over like a work week, and I could have had my cosmetology license as well right about now. And um it was crazy because what happened was in 12th grade when I was trying to look for colleges to go to, there really wasn't any colleges to go to. I think I took my SATs like 6 times. Like it probably even more than that. Like I remember I took my SATs so many times, and basically I didn't, I got good on the reading or something like that, but it was like the math. Like I always failed the math part, and I was trying so hard. And I think one time I actually passed the math part, and they put my scores together. But when it all came down to it, I was my only options. I think I did get accepted to a few schools, a couple of community schools, and I got accepted to the University of New Haven. And I was going to go out there, but then it's like, once again, I didn't know where I was going to live out there, so that actually fell through. But it's just the whole point. While you're in school, take it seriously. I know that there's going to be distractions. I know you want to be there with your friends. I know that, basically, I know that there's going to be a lot of distractions. But you only so much of time to actually finish school or whatever. And it's like, just if it's possible, do it right the first time. Study. Listen to what the teacher is basically saying. Because I remember I really had a tough time in 11th grade. And I actually wanted to quit. I don't know how serious I was about quitting. But I know, like, me and a whole bunch of my other friends or whatever, like, everybody was over school in the 11th grade. Like, we were over it. But that's when the enemy tries to come the most. Like, I had one more year. 12th grade really wasn't that hard. It was kind of hard, but it really wasn't that hard. But imagine if I would have gave up in the 11th grade. As an adult, I would have been like, man, all I had was one more year. And I know so many people that gave up in the 11th grade. And it's like, imagine if you give up in the 11th grade, you have to actually take your GED and you got to start all the way over, basically. You got to learn all that stuff all the way over, and you know what I mean? And if it's possible, just do it right the first time. If you have to be held back or you have to go to summer school, because I know I did have to go to summer school in the 11th grade, do the summer school. Pay attention in the summer school. Do what you have to do. Even if you have to be held back a year or whatever. That's better, if possible, if you have to be. That's better than sitting there and having to go through the whole process of doing the GED and all that other stuff. I know a lot of times that we think that that's easier and stuff like that. And that's what I said. I was like, yeah, I'm going to quit school and I'm going to go get my GED. And it was like, it wasn't necessary for me to do it. I just had to actually go and do the work. So basically, you're in school, take it seriously, because you don't know where that will lead or where that will take you. Your grades can get you into better schools. You get better opportunities, especially if you do really want to go to school or you want to go to college afterwards. Make sure that your grades are up to par, and just basically don't get distracted. Listen to your parents. Do your homework. All the, basically all the usual, but it's just a little bit of encouragement, because you only have one life, and even while you're in school, just enjoy that time, because that's going to be the only time that you're really going to see your friends every day. You know what I mean? I know it's a lot of classes and stuff, but that's going to be the only times that you're really going to be able to see your friends and all that stuff. Because I know after school was over with, everybody was like, they write on your yearbook, oh, keep in touch. They'll leave their phone number. I never called anybody. It's like, I never called anybody. Nobody ever called me. And if people weren't in my immediate circle, I really didn't keep up with them. So it's just one of those things. And I see a lot of people that I went to school with now around, and we wave and we remember each other. And then some people we don't even remember or whatever. So enjoy the time while you're in school. But with anything, I just keep saying over and over, just take it seriously, because school is very important, and it can take you where you really want to go, where you need to go, especially if you want to go to college afterwards. Right now, you may not be thinking about college, but don't be like me and really start trying to take it seriously in the 12th grade, or basically 11th grade. I was over it, but it was the 12th grade, and when I seen my grades and I had to go talk to a guidance counselor and everything like that, I was like, oh my God. I wish I would have really taken it seriously and did what I was supposed to do. And I didn't. Thank God I did graduate on time. I really didn't have that problem. But I know a lot of people, they found out the day before our graduation that they weren't graduating. Like, we were having our, not, I don't even know if it was really our graduation, but I knew it was our walkthrough or whatever. So it was basically, we were done with school. And some people found out that day that they weren't graduating. And imagine how devastating that is. And they had to go back and do a whole another year. And I had a friend, we found out somebody else didn't graduate. She ended up calling the school and seeing if it was anything that she could have did, because she actually didn't graduate. And by the grace of God, the teacher told her she just had to hand in some paperwork or come in there or whatever. And she went in and did the paperwork or whatever, and she was able to graduate. But imagine having to take a whole year over. You know what I mean? Once you're done, you want to be done. 13 years is a long time, including kindergarten. 13 years is a long time to actually be going to school for, and just to give up beforehand or not do what's necessary for you to complete school the first time. If you have to get your GED, there is no shame in getting your GED if that's something that you have to do. But if you're able to finish school with no problems and nothing like that, then finish school the first time and get it done right, so you can go on with your life. Because I'm pretty sure you do not want to be in a classroom for the rest of your life unless you want to be a teacher. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying. But all of that. So I'm not going to hold your time up anymore. But just take it seriously. Do your homework. Listen to your parents. And congratulations on getting this far. And good luck with the rest of your school year. And I hope everything works out for you. So until next time, have a worthy, worth, and a priceless life. Bye.